So for the character, I've chosen Neil Perry. So let me give a little background about Neil. So Neil is a talented and passionate student at Walton Academy who dreams of being an actor. But his father, which is Tom Perry, controls his life and expects him to be a medical practitioner, or he expects Neil to pursue a medical career. So Neil is forced to abandon extracurricular activities and things that he actually wants to do, leading him to feel trapped and imprisoned. So fast forward, Neil meets Mr. John Keating, which is the professor, who inspires Neil to question conformity and pursue his true passion. He helps revive the Dead Poet Society, which is a group that Mr. Keating belonged to when he was younger, where he and his friends explore poetry and self-expression. So Neil's excitement peaks when he auditions for a Midsummer Night's Dream. So fast forward. So this is a play in their academy. So despite knowing that his father is through, he still auditions for the role, and he lied to participate, and he pushed through the audition. So when his father discovers that, he forbids Neil from continuing and decides to send him to military school. So despite Neil's attempts to stand up for himself, he struggles to express his feelings, ultimately feeling hopeless and trapped by his father's expectations, leading to his tragic suicide. So his suicide was tragic. So he used his father's gun, and his death profoundly impacts his friends and caused the school to blame Mr. Keating for his death. So for the through throughout the journey, um, it was clear that the theme was the search for identity for Neil. So Neil is at a point in his life where he begins to understand what brings him genuine happiness, which is the acting and the playing in theaters. So while his father wants him to be a doctor, Neil finds his true passion in acting. His enthusiasm for auditioning for a Midsummer Night's Dream reflects his journey of self-discovery. Acting becomes a symbol of freedom and authenticity for Neil, allowing him to express himself away from his father's expectations. So I connected Neil's story or Neil's background to the psychological theory of Erikson. So Erikson's theory highlights that adolescents struggle when authority figures impose identities before they can form their own, which is his father wanting him to be a medical practitioner. So as in Neil's life, despite moments of confidence, he lacks the emotional support needed to establish his identity. So without the support, he cannot truly flourish and truly blossom. So his father's strict control leaves him feeling voiceless and without choices. The pivotal moment occurs when Neil tries to communicate with his father, but can only say nothing, illustrating his struggle to assert his identity and revealing his reduction to his father's imposed role. So, for the poetic edition, so Neil Perry's story in the Poet Society closely aligns with confession and poetry, a mid-20th century style known for its raw emotions, expression of inner struggles and identity conflicts. So Neil appears confident on the outside, yet wrestles with profound emotions inside. His love for acting symbolizes his authentic self, which the life dictated by his father represents suppression and emotional suffocation. reflecting the confessional focus on identity and the pain of living under stifling expectations.